Rena moved carefully along the edge of the crystal forest. The sunlight reflected off the tall, translucent trees, casting colors that seemed alive. She loved exploring this part of her home planet, where the rivers glowed like liquid light and strange creatures moved quietly among the rocks. But today she felt a tingle of unease. Something was different. She paused and looked around. The forest seemed unusually silent. Normally, the wind whispered through the crystal branches and small glowing animals made soft sounds. Now there was nothing. Rena tightened her grip on her exploration staff. Her green eyes scanned the trees looking for any movement. Suddenly a shadow moved behind a tall crystal pillar. Rena took a step back, her heart beating fast. Before she could react, a creature sprang from the shadows. It was massive, with long, jointed limbs and eyes that shone like fire. It moved faster than she expected and grabbed her with one strong arm. "No," Rena shouted. She struggled, kicking and twisting, but the creature's grip was too strong. It carried her away from the forest, past the glowing rivers, and toward the dark tunnels beneath the city. Back in the palace, Queen Tala sensed danger. She had a strange connection to her daughter, one that allowed her to feel strong emotions even across the city. Her heart sank. Something was wrong. She walked to the high window of her throne room and looked out over the city. Rena was gone. The queen's hands trembled. She could not reach her daughter in time. The city's defenses were advanced, protecting against invaders, but nothing could stop a creature like this. Tala knew she needed help, but who could face such a monster? Meanwhile, in orbit above the planet, a small human spacecraft moved silently. Kai, a human explorer, monitored the planet's surface. He had been observing the crystalline city for weeks, fascinated by its architecture and the intelligence of its people. He was recording data, making notes about the glowing rivers and the energy patterns that powered the city. Suddenly, his instruments detected movement that did not match the city's normal activity. A large energy disturbance followed by a smaller, irregular signal. He zoomed in on his screen and saw a figure struggling in the forest. His eyes widened as he realized what he was seeing. "That is not a wild animal," Kai muttered to himself. "Someone is in danger." He adjusted his controls and prepared his small shuttle. The human spacecraft could not easily enter the city, but it could land on the forest outskirts. Kai knew he had only one chance to act. On the planet's surface, Rena was being carried into a dark cave. The walls were jagged and sharp, and the creature moved with a frightening precision. She tried to call for help, but her voice echoed weakly and was swallowed by the tunnels. She thought of her mother. Queen Tala had taught her courage and wisdom.
"Think, Rena, there is always a way," she whispered in her mind.
She remembered the small devices she carried. One of them, a light signal emitter, could send a coded message if she activated it carefully. Rena reached into her bag and found the emitter. Her hands shook, but she pressed the buttons quickly and sent a faint signal toward the sky. If anyone was nearby, they might see it. Above, Kai's instruments picked up the faint energy signature. His eyes brightened. "That's it. That's her signal," he said. He immediately adjusted his course, aiming for the source. In the dark cave, the creature sensed Rena's attempt. Its eyes glowed brighter and it moved faster. Rena had to stay calm. She knew panicking would only make things worse. She focused on the emitter and kept sending the signal, hoping that help was coming. Back in the palace, Queen Tala watched the shadows of the city with growing concern. She could sense the danger growing, but she was powerless to act directly. Her mind raced. She needed someone who could move outside the city walls, someone brave enough to face the unknown. Kai landed his shuttle at the edge of the crystal forest. The landing kicked up glowing dust, but the forest seemed to absorb the noise. He switched off the engines and moved quietly toward the tunnels where the signal came from. He carried a small energy shield, a plasma cutter, and a scanner. He knew he could not fight the creature directly, but he hoped to use strategy and speed to reach whoever was trapped. Humans were not the strongest, but they were clever and adaptable. Kai's mind worked quickly, analyzing the creature's possible patterns and the layout of the cave. Inside the cave, Rena noticed a narrow path that led to a small tunnel. She thought it might be an escape route. She waited until the creature moved slightly ahead and then slipped into the narrow passage. The walls scraped against her arms, but she ignored the pain. She needed to survive. Kai entered the cave, scanning carefully with his equipment. The faint signal led him deeper into the tunnels. He could feel the danger nearby and his heart raced. He was not afraid of the unknown. He was trained for it, but even he could sense the creature's strength and intelligence. Suddenly he saw it, a massive shadow blocking the path ahead. Its eyes glowed like molten fire, and its limbs moved with precision. Kai crouched behind a rock, planning his next move. He could not defeat it with strength alone. He needed a plan. Rena, seeing the creature pause, realized Kai was close. She whispered to herself, "Please notice me. Please help me." She moved slowly, careful not to alert the creature. Kai activated a small device that projected a holographic image across the tunnel. The creature's attention shifted immediately. It growled, moving toward the light. Kai used this distraction to inch closer, keeping Rena's signal in sight. After tense moments, Kai reached Rena. "I'm here," he said quietly. "We need to move fast." Rena's eyes widened with relief. You're human," she said. "I thought no one could reach me." Kai smiled. "We are going to get you out of here." Together they moved carefully through the tunnels, avoiding the creature's attention. Rena clung to Kai's hand, trusting him completely. He guided her toward a secondary exit he had spotted using his scanner. The tunnels twisted and turned, but Kai's knowledge and quick thinking kept them safe. Outside the cave, the sky was painted with the colors of the alien sunset. The glowing rivers reflected the light in brilliant shades of gold and green. Rena breathed deeply, feeling the fresh air on her skin. "We made it," she said, looking at Kai with gratitude. Kai nodded, but his eyes were serious. "We are not safe yet. We need to reach the city to get you home." Rena's mind raced. She knew the city's gates were heavily guarded, and humans were not allowed inside without permission. But Kai seemed confident. Perhaps this human could do what others could not. Back in the palace, Queen Tala sensed a shift in the air. Her daughter was near, and she could feel the presence of another being. She hoped it was someone who could help, someone brave and clever. Rena and Kai started moving toward the city, keeping low and using the terrain to hide. They passed glowing rivers, towering crystal formations, and alien wildlife that watched them silently. Every step was dangerous, but Rena felt a growing sense of hope. "Why are you helping me?" she asked. Kai smiled softly. "Because humans care. We see life and we try to protect it. That is what I do." Rena nodded, feeling a new respect for this human who had risked so much for her. She did not know what the future held, but she trusted him completely. As they approached the outskirts of the city, the first gates came into view. The city guards were patrolling the walls, but Kai had studied their patterns. With careful timing, they could slip through unnoticed. Rena tightened her grip on her staff, ready for anything. Kai checked his equipment, scanning for traps and sensors. They were close to safety, but the final challenge awaited them. Above, Queen Tala watched from her palace window. Her heart swelled with hope and fear. She did not know who was helping her daughter, but she could feel her daughter's courage. Whatever happened, Rena was not alone, and far above the planet, Kai prepared for the next step. The human was determined, and he would not fail. The adventure was only beginning. Rena and Kai crouched behind a tall crystal formation on the outskirts of the city. The glowing rivers reflected the light of the twin suns, and the city gates shimmered with energy barriers. Guards moved in precise patterns, scanning for intruders. Rena's heart raced. She had seen the city's power before, but now she realized how difficult it would be to return safely. Kai adjusted his scanner. "We need to study the guard patterns carefully. One wrong move, and we could be trapped," he whispered. His eyes moved over the patrol routes, noting the timing and distance between guards. Humans were not stronger than the city guards, but Kai knew that careful planning and clever distractions could give them an advantage. Rena nodded. "I have some knowledge of the city pathways. We can use secret tunnels under the palace grounds to reach the throne room. That is where my mother will be." Kai's eyes widened with surprise. "You know the tunnels? That will help a lot. Show me the way." Rena led him toward a hidden entrance, a small archway disguised by crystalline growths. She pushed the growths aside, revealing a narrow passage that disappeared beneath the city. The air inside was cool and smelled faintly of minerals. Tiny lights illuminated the walls, giving just enough visibility to move without alerting the guards. As they moved through the tunnels, Rena explained her plan. "The city has layers of security. The creature that captured me is still at large in the lower caves. My mother cannot leave the palace because the creature could attack. We have to be careful and quick. Kai listened closely. We will need to use both our skills. Your knowledge of the city and my technology together will give us a chance. Humans are clever in ways others might not expect. Rena smiled faintly. I am counting on your cleverness, Kai. They emerged into a larger tunnel, one that branched in several directions. Rena studied the markings on the walls, symbols left by her ancestors to guide travelers safely. We need to take the left passage. It leads to a secondary exit near the city gardens. From there, we can approach the palace without being detected. Kai activated his portable scanner. It showed guard positions and motion patterns. Perfect. We will move when the patrol is furthest from this tunnel. Timing is everything. The tunnel shook slightly as a distant roar echoed through the city. Rena froze. That is the creature. It is searching for me. Kai moved closer to her. We need to stay calm. We are faster and smarter. We can use this to our advantage. Follow me. Carefully, they crept through the tunnel, moving silently over the rough floor. Small obstacles slowed them, but Rena helped Kai over the jagged edges. Their teamwork grew stronger with every step. Finally, they reached the hidden exit near the gardens. The area was lit by bioluminescent plants that glowed softly, providing just enough light to see without being noticed. A guard passed by the perimeter, his eyes scanning carefully. Kai held his breath and waited. The guard moved on, and they slipped out into the open. The palace appeared ahead, grand and radiant with tall towers and flowing energy fields. Queen Tala stood on a balcony, her eyes scanning the horizon. She could feel that someone was near, though she did not yet know who. Rena whispered, "We are close." "Stay low and follow me." Kai followed, carrying the tools he had brought for emergencies. He had small devices that could create holographic distractions and temporary energy shields. He was prepared for almost anything, but he hoped they would not need to use them. They reached the palace gardens where alien flora bloomed in brilliant colors. Some plants moved slightly, sensing nearby movement, but Kai and Rena blended with the shadows. They moved toward the palace wall where a small maintenance door offered entry. Rena used a key embedded in her bracelet to unlock it. Inside, the palace corridors were quiet. Kai scanned for security sensors, noticing the faint hum of energy fields along the walls. Rena guided him past them, showing hidden pathways known only to her family. "This way," she whispered. "The throne room is ahead, but we must avoid the main halls. They are heavily monitored." Kai nodded. He admired Rena's bravery and intelligence. "You are very skilled. Humans would take a long time to learn this level of knowledge." Rena smiled. "I have had training since I was young, but you are clever too. You saw the creature and came to help. That is rare courage." They reached a smaller chamber near the throne room. From here, they could see the guards stationed outside the main doors. Rena studied their positions. "We need a distraction, something that will draw them away for at least a few minutes." Kai took a small device from his belt. It emitted a holographic image of a moving figure in another corridor. The guards noticed it immediately and ran toward it, leaving the throne room entrance unguarded. "Now," Rena whispered. They moved quickly through the chamber, reaching the large doors of the throne room. Kai held the door open, and Rena led the way inside. Queen Tala was standing at the center of the room, her eyes wide with worry. She had felt the presence of her daughter but did not know how close she was. When she saw Rena, her face lit up and tears filled her eyes. "Mother!" Rena cried, running into her arms. Tala embraced her tightly, holding her daughter close. "Rena, my child, you are safe. Who is this human?" Kai stepped forward, bowing slightly. "My name is Kai. I came to help your daughter escape. Humans care for life and will risk much to protect it." Queen Tala looked at him carefully. She could sense his honesty and courage. "You saved my daughter?" she asked softly. Kai nodded. "Yes, Your Majesty. She is brave, but she needed help. I could not stand by." The Queen's eyes glistened with gratitude. "You have great courage, Kai. My daughter speaks highly of you." Rena smiled. "She does. He is clever and brave. Without him, I could not have escaped." Tala's mind was already moving. She knew the city and planet faced dangers beyond her control. A human ally could be a valuable partner. We must plan carefully. There is still the creature in the lower tunnels and other threats may come. Kai, will you help us protect the city? Kai looked at Rena and then at Queen Tala. I will. I want to help. Together we can keep this city safe. Rena felt a warm sense of hope. Humans were not like the other species that had visited their planet. They were inventive, brave, and loyal. Kai's presence gave her confidence. Queen Tala took a deep breath. We will need a full plan. The creature must be contained and the city must be secured. Rena, you are safe now, but we cannot ignore the danger. Kai, your knowledge and skill will be important. Kai nodded. I have ideas for traps and ways to strengthen the defenses. We can use the city's technology combined with human methods to outsmart any threat. Rena looked at Kai with admiration. I trust you. You are unlike anyone I have ever met. Together, we can succeed. The three of them began to make plans, discussing routes, defenses, and strategies. Queen Tala listened carefully to Kai's suggestions, impressed by his intelligence. Rena shared details about the tunnels and secret pathways, helping Kai understand the city's layout. As the sun set behind the crystalline towers, the city glowed in shades of gold and green. The palace was safe for now, but the night would bring challenges. The creature was still in the tunnels and other dangers might appear. Rena and Kai prepared for the next phase. The rescue was successful, but the journey was not over. Humans and aliens together would face whatever came next. Queen Tala watched them with pride. Her daughter had returned and a human had proven his courage and loyalty. The city had gained a new ally, one who could help them face dangers they had never imagined. For Rena, the night was filled with relief and determination. She had escaped death and returned to her mother. But she also knew that the real adventure was only beginning. With Kai by her side, she felt ready to face any challenge. The palace was quiet now, but the future held trials, tests of courage and opportunities for humans and aliens to work together. In that moment, hope shone brighter than the glowing rivers and crystalline towers. Together they would protect their world. The palace gardens were quiet under the twin moons. Rena and Kai moved carefully, sticking to the shadows as they approached the city gates. Even though the palace was safe for the moment, the creature that had captured Rena still roamed the lower tunnels and other dangers might be lurking in the city streets. Kai scanned the surroundings with his portable device. The city guards will change patrols soon. We have to move before the next rotation. Timing is critical. Rena nodded. Her hand brushed against the smooth crystal wall for guidance. Follow me. I know a path through the gardens that leads to a secret exit. It will keep us away from the main streets and sensors. The two moved quickly, careful not to disturb the glowing plants. The bioluminescent flowers lit their path softly, and small creatures scurried away as they passed. Rena's heart beat fast, but she kept calm. Kai's presence gave her courage, and his cleverness reassured her. They reached a tall hedge that concealed a small gate. Rena pushed it open gently. Beyond, a narrow pathway led under the city wall through a maintenance tunnel. The air inside smelled faintly of minerals and damp earth, but it was quiet and safe. This tunnel leads directly to the lower city, Rena explained. We can move toward the outer gates without being detected. Kai adjusted his scanner. Good, but we must stay alert. The creature is unpredictable. We cannot underestimate it. As they moved through the tunnel, distant echoes reached their ears. Footsteps, low growls, and the occasional clatter of falling stones reminded them that danger was close. Rena clutched her staff tightly. Kai's hands hovered over his tools, ready to act. Suddenly, a shadow moved across the far wall. Rena froze. It is the creature. It knows we are near. Kai held her arm gently. Stay calm. We can outsmart it. Follow my lead. The creature lunged at them from a side passage. Its eyes glowed red, and its claws scraped against the tunnel walls. Rena jumped back, but Kai threw a small device that projected a holographic image into the tunnel. The creature turned toward the light, confused. "Move now," Kai shouted. Rena ran alongside him, ducking under low stones and jumping over uneven ground. The creature followed the hologram, giving them a brief window of escape. They turned a corner and saw the tunnel split into two paths. "We need the left one," Rena said. "It leads to a side exit that opens near the city gates. From there we can move quickly to the palace perimeter." They ran through the left tunnel, their footsteps echoing faintly. The walls were jagged, forcing them to move carefully. After a few tense minutes, they saw faint light ahead. The exit was near. Just as they approached it, the creature's roar echoed behind them. It had discovered the trick and was charging after them. Rena and Kai ran faster, adrenaline pushing them forward. The exit opened onto a small alley just outside the city walls. The streets were empty, but the glowing energy barriers still hummed. Kai scanned the area. "We need to be quick. Guards will notice us soon if we linger." Rena nodded. "There is a safe path along the rooftops. Follow me." Using small handholds and crystal ledges, they climbed carefully to the rooftops. From there, the city sprawled below, a maze of towers, bridges, and glowing streets. The creature could not follow them easily here. Kai looked down at the streets. "We can reach the outer gates from this side. There are fewer guards and sensors, but we must stay hidden until we are very close." Rena led him across the rooftops, moving swiftly and silently. The city was beautiful from above, with towers, reflecting the moonlight and rivers glowing beneath bridges. But there was no time to admire it. Every step was a test of skill and courage. They reached a narrow rooftop bridge connecting two tall towers. Rena paused. "The creature is still searching below. We have a few minutes before it figures out our path." Kai nodded, adjusting his scanner to check for movement below. "Good, stay close, I will guide us." As they crossed the bridge, a sudden flash of light caught their eyes. A patrol drone hovered nearby, scanning the area with a narrow beam. Rena froze. Kai whispered, "Wait for it. Move when the beam passes." They crouched low as the drone's light swept over them. When the beam moved on, they ran across the bridge quickly. The drone's sensors were not designed to detect subtle movement on rooftops, and they reached the next tower safely. From this tower, they could see the city gates glowing with protective energy. Beyond, the streets were busy with alien citizens, moving through their evening routines. Rena pointed. "That's our path. We can move along the shadows and reach the gates unnoticed." Kai studied the layout. "We will need a distraction for the guards at the gates, something quick and temporary. I have a device for that." He activated a small gadget that created a series of holographic images moving across the plaza. The guards turned immediately, running toward the lights. "Go," Kai whispered. They dropped from the rooftops into a narrow alley near the gates. The holograms held the guards' attention, giving them a clear path. Rena's heart raced as they moved toward the barrier. "Almost there," she said. "Stay close." The energy barrier hummed softly, a wall of light and power. Kai checked his devices. "I can create a small window for us to pass through. It will last only a few seconds." He activated the device. A small section of the barrier shimmered and weakened. Rena and Kai ran through it, feeling the energy brush against their skin. On the other side, they were safe for the moment. They paused behind a tall wall, catching their breath. Rena looked at Kai. "You saved my life. I cannot thank you enough." Kai smiled. "We are a team. Humans and aliens together can face anything." Rena nodded, feeling a new sense of trust and hope. She realized that humans were clever, brave, and capable of thinking in ways her own people did not. Kai's courage and ingenuity had made the impossible possible. They moved quickly toward the palace, sticking to hidden pathways and avoiding patrols. The city was alive with energy, but the citizens were unaware of the danger that had just passed through their streets. When they reached the palace perimeter, Rena paused. "We are close. My mother is waiting. She will be relieved to see me." Kai smiled. "Let's finish this. We need to get you home safely." They entered a hidden passage leading directly into the palace grounds. The walls glowed faintly, illuminated by soft crystals embedded in the stone. The air smelled fresh, carrying the scent of palace gardens. Queen Tala stood on the balcony, her eyes scanning the entrance. She had sensed her daughter's presence and was waiting anxiously. When she saw Rina emerge from the passage, she gasped. "Mother!" Rina called, running into her arms. Tala embraced her tightly. "Rina, you are safe. I feared the worst. Who is this human?" Kai stepped forward, bowing respectfully. "I am Kai. I came to rescue your daughter. Humans value life and will risk much to protect it." The queen studied him carefully. She could sense his honesty and courage. "You saved my daughter?" she asked softly. Kai nodded. "Yes, your majesty. She is brave, but she needed help. I could not stand by." Tala's eyes filled with tears. "Your courage and loyalty will not be forgotten. Thank you." Rina smiled at Kai. "He is clever and brave. Without him, I could not have escaped." Queen Tala looked at both of them with admiration. "We have much to plan. The creature is still in the lower tunnels and the city must be secured. Kai, will you help us protect it?" Kai nodded. "I will. Together we can keep this city safe." Rina felt hope and determination. She had returned to her mother, and a human had proven his loyalty and bravery. Together, they could face the challenges ahead. The night was calm, but the future held trials. Humans and aliens working together could overcome any obstacle. Rina knew that with Kai by her side, she could face whatever came next. The adventure was far from over, but for now they were safe. Rina and Kai moved through the palace corridors carefully. The walls glowed softly, powered by energy crystals embedded in the stone. Every step echoed faintly, reminding them that the palace was quiet but not empty. Guards were patrolling in patterns, and one wrong step could alert them. "We need to reach the throne room quickly," Rina whispered. "My mother will want to see me, but we must avoid the main halls. They are heavily monitored." Kai nodded, adjusting his scanner. "We can move through the side corridors. I can create small diversions if needed. Stay close to me." As they advanced, a distant roar shook the walls. Rina froze. "That is the creature. It is still searching for me." Kai's jaw tightened. "We have to be careful. It may follow us inside the palace." Rina led him to a narrow stairwell hidden behind a crystal tapestry. The steps spiraled upward, leading to a secondary balcony overlooking the palace gardens. From there they could see the throne room balcony and the main courtyard below. "We are close," Rina whispered. "The throne room is just beyond those doors. My mother will see us." Kai scanned the area. Guards are stationed near the doors, but there are gaps in their patrol. "We can time it right." Rina held her staff tightly, her eyes focused. Kai activated a small device that emitted a brief holographic flicker in the opposite corridor. Two guards immediately turned toward it, leaving the throne room entrance unguarded. "Now," Kai said. They moved quickly across the balcony, slipping through the doors and into the throne room. Queen Tala stood at the center, her eyes scanning the horizon, sensing something was near. When she saw her daughter, her face lit up with relief and joy. "Rina!" Tala cried, rushing forward to embrace her daughter. Tears filled her eyes. "You are safe. I feared you were lost." Rina ran into her mother's arms. "Mother, I'm back. He saved me." She looked at Kai, who bowed slightly. "My name is Kai. I came to help her escape. Humans value life and will risk much to protect it." Queen Tala studied him carefully. She could sense his honesty and courage. "You saved my daughter?" she asked softly. Kai nodded. "Yes, your majesty. She is brave, but she needed help. I could not stand by." Tala's eyes glistened. "You have great courage." "My daughter speaks highly of you," Rina smiled. "She does. He is clever and brave. Without him, I could not have escaped." The queen looked at both of them thoughtfully. She had always known that humans were intelligent, but seeing one act with such bravery and loyalty impressed her deeply. "We must prepare," she said. "The creature is still in the tunnels and the city must be secured. Kai, your knowledge will be valuable. Will you help us protect it?" Kai bowed again. "I will. Together we can face any danger." Rina felt hope and determination. She had returned to her mother, and a human had proven his courage and loyalty. Together they could face the challenges ahead. Queen Tala led them to a high balcony overlooking the glowing city rivers. We need to plan carefully, she said. The creature is powerful and cunning. It may return to the palace. We must contain it before it can harm anyone. Kai examined the rivers and bridges below. We can use the city's energy fields combined with my devices to trap it. Humans are skilled at using strategy and tools to overcome threats. Rena nodded. I know the tunnels and secret passages. We can use them to guide the creature into a trap. The Queen studied them both. It seems humans have much to teach us. Your bravery is commendable, Kai. My daughter is fortunate to have met someone like you. They moved quickly to prepare. Kai set up small energy devices along the tunnels, designed to guide and contain the creature. Rena marked hidden paths with subtle signs only she would recognize, ensuring the creature could be trapped without danger to the city. As they worked, the creature's roar echoed through the tunnels. Its steps shook the palace floors faintly. Rena shivered but did not falter. Kai moved steadily, placing his devices carefully and testing each one. Together they coordinated perfectly, combining human ingenuity with Rena's knowledge of the alien city. Finally, the preparations were complete. Kai and Rena stood at the palace edge waiting. The creature appeared at the tunnel entrance, its eyes glowing with fury. It moved cautiously, sensing traps but unaware of the full plan. Kai activated the devices. Energy fields flashed briefly, creating barriers that forced the creature along the path Rena had marked. The creature roared in frustration, its movements restricted. Step by step it was guided into the containment area. Rena and Kai watched as the creature struggled but could not escape. The energy fields held it securely. Rena breathed a sigh of relief. It worked. The city is safe. Queen Tala stepped forward, her expression filled with pride. You have both shown great courage. Rena, you have survived a great danger. Kai, you have proven that humans can be true allies. Rena smiled at her mother. I am safe because of him. I trust him completely. Tala turned to Kai. The city owes you a debt of gratitude. Your courage and intelligence have saved many lives. Kai shook his head. I did what anyone would do. But I am honored to help, the Queen nodded. We must celebrate your bravery, and we must continue to work together. Humans and aliens can achieve much when they unite. Rena felt a warm sense of hope. She had faced danger, survived, and returned to her mother with the help of a human who proved his courage. She knew that together, they could face any challenge. Kai and Rena walked through the palace gardens as the twin moons rose higher in the sky. The glowing rivers reflected the light, casting colors across the palace walls. The city seemed calm, but they knew vigilance would always be necessary. Mother, Rena said softly, humans are remarkable. They are clever, brave, and willing to help others. Queen Tala smiled. I see that now. Kai's actions will be remembered. He has proven that humanity has qualities that even the most advanced species admire. Kai looked at the palace, the rivers, and the glowing towers. I have never seen a place like this. Your people are wise and skilled, and your city is beautiful. I am honored to be here. Rena took his hand briefly. You have given me hope and safety. We can face the future together, human and alien. Queen Tala's eyes softened. We have learned that courage and loyalty are not limited by species. Together, we will protect this city and our people. The night air was cool and calm. The city glowed under the light of the moons. Rena, Kai, and Queen Tala stood together watching the horizon. The creature was contained, but the world held many challenges. Rena felt a new sense of determination. She had faced fear, trusted in a human ally, and survived. She knew that the bond between humans and aliens could grow stronger with time. Kai felt the same resolve. He had helped save an alien princess, navigated dangers, and proved that humans could be clever and brave. Together they had achieved what many thought impossible. Queen Tala smiled, looking at her daughter and the human beside her. The future is brighter when we work together. Courage, wisdom, and loyalty will guide us, Rena nodded. We will face any challenge, Mother, and we will not be alone. Kai glanced at the glowing city and the calm rivers. We are stronger together. This is only the beginning of what we can achieve. The three of them returned to the palace, ready to rest and prepare for the future. The city was safe, the creature was contained, and hope shone brightly. Together they had faced danger, survived, and proven that courage, intelligence, and cooperation could overcome even the greatest threats. The adventure was far from over, but for now they had returned to safety. Rena was home, and a human had proven that bravery and cleverness could inspire even the most advanced alien civilization. The palace glowed softly under the moonlight. The rivers reflected the stars, and in that quiet moment the city, its queen and her daughter knew that humans were not only capable allies but also a symbol of hope for the galaxy. The morning sun bathed the crystalline city in warm light. The rivers glowed softly, reflecting the towers and bridges in brilliant shades of green and gold. Queen Tala stood on the palace balcony watching the activity below. Guards moved in precise patterns. Citizens went about their routines, and the city felt alive with energy. Rena and Kai walked beside her. The princess looked calm and determined, and Kai moved confidently, carrying his devices and tools. They had worked together to contain the creature, but the queen knew that the challenges of the city were far from over. "Mother," Rena said, "humans are remarkable. Kai has shown courage, intelligence, and loyalty. We can learn much from him and others like him." Queen Tala nodded. "I see that clearly. Your return has proven that cooperation between our species can achieve what alone we could not. Kai, your actions have earned our trust and respect." Kai smiled. "I am honored, Your Majesty. Humans value life and will act to protect it. Together, we can face any danger." Rena looked around the palace gardens, now calm and serene after the events of the previous night. "The creature is contained, but other threats may appear. The city must be prepared for anything." Queen Tala turned to them. "That is why we must form a new alliance. Humans and aliens working together can strengthen our defenses, share knowledge, and protect our people. Kai, will you help us build this alliance?" Kai bowed respectfully. "I will. Humans are willing to share knowledge and skills to ensure the safety of others. I will do everything I can to help your city and people." Rena smiled. "We will work together. Your presence brings hope to our people, Kai. You have shown that humans are clever, brave, and loyal." The queen led them to the palace council chamber where advisors and guards gathered. The room was filled with holographic maps, energy schematics, and glowing displays showing the city's layout. "We must plan for the future," Queen Tala said. "Our city is strong, but threats will come. With human allies, we can design new defenses, improve strategies, and protect our people more effectively." Kai studied the maps carefully. "We can use your existing energy fields in combination with portable devices. Humans have techniques for creating temporary barriers, sensors, and tracking systems that can enhance your security." Rena added, "I know hidden pathways and secret tunnels. We can use them to monitor the city and control dangerous situations before they become critical." The council listened intently as Kai and Rena shared their ideas. Advisors asked questions and the queen provided guidance. Together, they devised plans to improve the city's safety and create stronger communication between humans and aliens. As the day passed, the queen called Rena and Kai to a private balcony overlooking the city. The twin suns reflected on the rivers, casting a peaceful glow. "Rena," Tala said, "you have shown great courage. You survived danger, returned to us, and demonstrated that even humans can be allies. Your bond with Kai is a symbol of hope for our city." Rena nodded. "I understand, Mother. Kai has proven that humans are clever and brave. Together we can face challenges and protect our people." Kai looked at the city with awe. "I have never seen a place like this. Your people are skilled, your city is beautiful, and your knowledge is vast. I am honored to be a part of this effort," Queen Tala smiled. "Humans and aliens can achieve much together. We must continue to work side by side. Rena, you will help guide this alliance. Kai will share human knowledge and skills. Together, you will ensure the safety and progress of our city." Rena and Kai exchanged a determined glance. They understood the importance of their partnership. They had faced danger, survived, and learned to trust each other completely. Now they would use their strengths to build a better future. The queen led them to the palace laboratory, where scientists and engineers worked on energy devices, transport systems, and city defenses. Kai shared human techniques for strengthening energy fields, creating temporary barriers and improving sensors. Rena guided him through the alien technology, showing how it could be combined with human knowledge. As the hours passed, plans took shape. New strategies were drawn, devices were tested, and simulations were conducted. The city's defenses were stronger than ever before, and the bond between humans and aliens grew deeper. At sunset, Queen Tala called Rena and Kai to the palace balcony once more. The sky glowed with shades of orange and purple reflecting on the rivers below. "You have done well," the queen said. "The city is safer, and a new alliance has begun. Humans and aliens together can achieve what we could not alone. This is only the beginning of a brighter future. Rena looked at Kai. We have accomplished much, but there is more to do. We must continue to work together to ensure our people are safe. Kai nodded. We will. Humans are willing to help, and I will stay to assist in any way I can. Together we are stronger. The Queen placed a hand on Rena's shoulder. Your courage, wisdom, and trust have brought hope to our city. Kai has proven that humans are not only brave, but also clever and loyal. Your partnership is a symbol of what the future can be. As night fell, the city glowed softly under the light of the twin moons. Citizens moved through the streets unaware of the dangers that had passed and the new alliance that had formed. The rivers reflected the moonlight and the palace towers shone brightly. Rena and Kai stood together, looking out at the city they had helped protect. They knew that challenges would come again, but now they had trust, knowledge, and courage on their side. Together they could face any danger. Queen Tala joined them, her expression serene. The city is safe tonight, and the future looks promising. We will continue to learn from each other, humans and aliens, and our bond will grow stronger with time. Rena smiled. I am ready, Mother. We have faced danger, survived, and built trust. We can face whatever comes next. Kai looked at the glowing city and the rivers below. Humans have much to learn from your people, and we have skills to share. Together we will protect this city and ensure peace. Queen Tala's eyes shone with pride. This is a new era. Courage, wisdom, and loyalty will guide us. The bond between humans and aliens is strong, and together we will achieve greatness. Rena, Kai, and Queen Tala stood on the balcony, watching the city lights and glowing rivers. The adventure that began with danger and fear had transformed into hope and a promise for the future. The city was safe, the creature was contained, and a human had proven that bravery, cleverness, and loyalty could inspire even the most advanced alien civilization. Rena felt a warm sense of pride. She had survived, returned to her mother, and helped create a new alliance. Kai had shown that humans were capable of greatness, and together they had strengthened the city's defenses. The palace towers glowed under the moonlight. The rivers shimmered with soft light, and the city breathed peacefully. Rena, Kai, and Queen Tala knew that the bond they had formed would endure. Humans and aliens working together could face any challenge and protect life across worlds. As the twin moons rose high in the sky, they felt hope. They knew the future would bring trials, but courage, intelligence, and loyalty would guide them. The new alliance was strong, and the city had gained allies who could protect it from any threat. Rena looked at Kai and smiled. Together we will face the future. Humans and aliens united. Kai nodded. Yes, together we are stronger, and together we will protect this city and its people. Queen Tala watched them, proud of her daughter and the human who had helped save her. This is the beginning of a new era. Courage and loyalty will guide us, and the bond between our peoples will grow stronger with time. The city rested under the glowing rivers and crystal towers. Peace had returned, hope had been restored, and a new alliance promised a brighter future. Rena, Kai, and Queen Tala stood together, ready for whatever the universe might bring next. They had faced danger, survived, and proven that humans could inspire respect, loyalty, and trust across galaxies. The future was bright, and together they would protect it.